Are we live? It looks like we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a great day. And it's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight. And I thought tonight's show was a really solid show. There is definitely a couple things. Like tonight's show was very newsworthy, and there is a couple of things that we need to talk about. Overall, in my opinion, I think that's a solid show, but we're gonna go over the entire show. You know how we do things here in the asylum, and we're gonna go over the review right now. So, without further ado, let's get it underway. So we start off tonight's show with the TNT Championship on the line as Darby Allin defends the TNT title against Joey Janela. And like this is the first time we see Joey Janela back into the ring. So like yeah. So I thought this was a really good match to start the show. Like nothing too crazy, nothing too groundbreaking. Like like I thought they put up a decent match. I think Joey Janela, like in my opinion, kind of improved just a little bit in the ring. I'm not saying like, oh my god, he's incredible in the ring because he still has a couple of things he needs to work on. But I thought that Joey Janela kind of improved a little bit, which I will give him credit for that. I thought it was a decent matchup to start the show, and Darby Allin picks up the win, retaining the TNT Championship. So nothing too crazy there. Then after that, we get a segment from Jon Moxley, and it has been announced by Jon Moxley that in February 26th, in the next New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, it will be Jon Moxley defending the IWGP United States Championship against Kenta. And you know damn well I'm going to watch that matchup 100%. Okay. Obviously, it will be my first time watching New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong because I never seen New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong before. But I have heard good things about it. I have heard good things about it, and I'm definitely going to watch the February 26th episode to watch Moxley versus Kenta for the IWGP United States Championship. That is definitely going to be a good matchup. So after that, we get a segment with Sammy Guevara and MJF. So Sammy Guevara comes in, he out, kicks everyone that is in that room to get out of the room, and it's just him and MJF. So they talk a little bit all by themselves in the room. Obviously, the cameraman was there as well, and of course, Sammy Guevara knew what MJF was up to last week. As you know, last week MJF was trying to manipulate the inner circle a little bit. So Sammy Guevara comes in, explains what happens last week, like saying, "Oh, I seen what you did last week. I'm not stupid." So Sammy Guevara thinks that MJF is taking over the inner circle, which obviously he is storyline wise, but obviously MJF didn't say that. MJF like try to like turn it around and say to Sammy Guevara that maybe you want to be leader of the inner circle. So Sammy Guevara says that fine, yeah, I want to be leader of the inner circle. Is that what you want to hear? And it turned out MJF was trying to record the entire thing, trying to blackmail Sammy Guevara. Obviously, Sammy Guevara saw this, literally threw MJF's phone in the wall and punched him in the gut. And I thought this was a great segment. The self destruction. I'm sorry. The self destruction of the inner circle continues, and my God, I am loving this storyline so far. Despite like one or two things, like that tag team match last week, but I digress. I really like where this storyline is heading so far. I really like it, and of course, this one. this would not be the only time we see members of the Inner Circle, as later on tonight, Chris Jericho and MJF went one-on-one against the Acclaim, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. But after that segment, we got Cody Rhodes teaming up with Lee Johnson against Peter Avalon and Caesar Bononi. And nothing too crazy here. First of all, I want to say this right now. I hate Cody Rhodes' new theme. I hate it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is personally one of my favorite rappers. I love Snoop Dogg. But I do not like his version of Cody Rhodes' theme. I miss the old theme with Down Straight just singing the entire thing. I do not like this new version of Cody's theme. And hopefully in the future we get to see the return of that theme fully, because I do not like the Snoop Dogg version. But other than that, nothing too crazy here. But Lee Johnson, I want to talk about Lee Johnson for a second. Lee Johnson was actually freaking impressive in this matchup. He was the MVP of this matchup. This kid freaking impressed me. Like, this kid got it. Like, this dude was the MVP of the matchup. Like, he put up a great showcase in this matchup, 110%. Great matchup. And then Lee Johnson picks up the victory for his team. But again, nothing too crazy. A matchup that is not really that important. But Lee Johnson, like, they need to do more stuff with him, because he put up an impressive showing tonight, 100%. An impressive showing. So after that, we got an interview with the Young Bucks, Super King Party! Of course, they're being interviewed by Dasha Gonzalez, but they're being interviewed by Dasha, and like, of course, she's saying like, you guys got eliminated and all that jazz very early in the Battle Royal last week. And of course, Gallows and Anderson comes into the interview. Of course, the Young Bucks and Gallows and Anderson are like, things are getting pretty tense between those two teams. And I can definitely see a matchup between those two teams down the line. But the Young Bucks just announced that next week that they would defend the AEW Tag Team Championships against Santana and Ortiz. Now, first of all, I'm excited for this matchup. Don't get me wrong. Like, these are two amazing teams. And the last time they were in the ring, they freaking killed it. They put up an amazing matchup. And I cannot wait to see this matchup again next week. But didn't we see a tag team matchup like a couple weeks ago where Santana and Ortiz lost that match, and the stipulation was that the winning team would be like the tag team for the Inner Circle? Jericho and MJF won that matchup. So that means they're the tag team of the group, not Santana and Ortiz. Yes, Santana and Ortiz are still considered a team in the group, and they're facing the Young Bucks next week, even though technically, because they lost that tag team match, they're like, I thought, like, again, I was not a fan of that Inner Circle tag team stipulation matchup a couple weeks ago, and they just contradicted themselves. Like, Santana and Ortiz are still technically a team, so I didn't really see the point in that. So, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but that was kind of a WWE move. Okay, that was kind of a Monday Night Raw logic gap type move. Like, Santana and Ortiz lost that tag team stipulation match. They shouldn't be a team, but they are. And they're facing the Young Bucks next week for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for this matchup, but it really makes me wonder, what was the point of that matchup in the first place? Now, I still enjoy like the inner circle, like having cracks. Like I love what they're doing with the inner circle. But I feel like that tag team stipulation matchup was unnecessary. And I think AEW made a big mistake by doing that and just pretending like it never happened. But here's the thing, it kind of did. Matter of fact, it did. So, like Santana and Ortiz technically shouldn't be a team, even though Santana and Ortiz should have won that tag team stipulation matchup in the first place. But I digress. Like that was kind of a logic gap by AEW. I gotta give AEW the L right there. But other than that small L, I'm so excited for this matchup next week between the Young Bucks and Santana and Ortiz. They're definitely going to kill it 100%. So after that, Hangman Adam Page gets interviewed. And of course, Matt Hardy, Big Money Matt, of course, Matt Hardy comes in and he invites Adam Page to his bar. Obviously, Adam Page accepts and was on his way until he bumps into the Dark Order. Of course, Bold Man, like it was like one of those small things where, oh, I'm sorry, like they both bump into each other. One person says, "Oh, I'm going that way," while the Dark Order says they're going the other way, while they're being hesitant. It's one of those kind of tropes. So nothing too crazy there, but yeah. So after that, Pac, the Bastard Pac, went one-on-one against Dolph Ziggler 2.0 Ryan Nemeth, and nothing too crazy here. Obviously, do I even need to tell you who won this matchup? Obviously, Pac won this matchup. Okay, this was a squash match. Pac destroyed the hell out of Ryan Nemeth. Okay, he destroyed the living hell out of him. So there's that. So after that, Chris Jericho and MJF is in action against the Acclaim. Now, before I continue talking about this matchup, I want to talk about the Acclaim for a sec. When the Acclaim first started AEW, I wasn't exactly crazy about them, but oh my god, they made me fans of them tonight. First of all, like I wasn't crazy about their like raps and burns and stuff like that, but it started to grow on me a little bit. Like it's really starting to grow on me. So like there's that. And my God, they put up a great performance tonight against Chris Jericho and MJF. Like they went all out, and I was literally impressed. I was impressed with their in-ring work. Like they already have a great character, okay, and I'm starting to like their like raps and stuff like that. But like they put up one hell of a performance tonight, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of an Acclaim fan now. Like I really like the Acclaim now. Like before, like I didn't really hate them, but I wasn't too crazy about them. But they really earned my respect tonight. Like they put up one hell of a performance between Chris Jericho and MJF. But obviously, Chris Jericho and MJF picks up the victory over the Acclaimed. But it was after the matchup that everyone like literally talked about. So Sammy Guevara comes out and literally tells the group that he is quitting the inner circle. Like he is done with the inner circle. And then once he said that, you can see like in the corner, MJF is smiling, like his plan is working, like the self-destruction of the inner circle continues. And the inner circle just lost one of its biggest members in Sammy Guevara. And a Sammy Guevara singles run? Like, I don't hate it. I think Sammy Guevara can do great as a single star away from the inner circle. Like, he already has the talent. He already has the character. Like, just, like, I want to see him shine as a single star. So I can't wait. Like the fact that Sammy Guevara is having a singles run for away from the inner circle, honestly, that's kind of exciting because I would love to see a Sammy Guevara one like without like the inner circle. I think that's going to be very, very interesting. But I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna miss Sammy Guevara being in the inner circle because he was a very entertaining part of the inner circle. So after that like big segment, Adam Page and Matt Hardy, we see them again in the bar. And Adam Page is all drunk and everything. And Matt Hardy pretends to be drunk, but obviously that's not the case. So Matt Hardy gives Adam Page a contract. Obviously, we don't know what it is, and Adam Page don't know what it is, but he blindly signs it. So Matt Hardy basically got Adam Page on his payroll, or at least that's what I think the contract is. But I just love can we just appreciate the fact that Matt Hardy is freaking amazing at Big Money Matt? I will go as far to say that Big Money Matt Hardy is the best Matt Hardy. He is just a major prick, and I love every second of it. Like, I love Big Money Matt. Big Money Matt is awesome. He is just a literal rat. He's just a little freaking sneaky little rat. And I loved every second of it. Matt Hardy, I love him as Big Money Matt. Like, he's a great manipulator. And, like, he's just an overall prick. And he knows how to manipulate people. Like, he is just awesome as Big Money Matt. And I love, and I mean, I love this version of Matt Hardy. Like some people say, like, oh, this version of Matt Hardy's alright, like, or the broken one is better. Don't get me wrong, I love broken Matt Hardy, but like in my opinion, broken Matt Hardy has nothing compared to Big Money Matt. Big Money Matt is freaking amazing. But that's just my opinion. So after that, we get an interview by Sting. This time it's a little bit different because first of all, Sting didn't get to say anything as Team Taz interrupts Sting once again, like all the previous weeks. But this time, like they took some action. So they literally kidnapped Darby Allin. They beat him up. They put him in a body bag, which is connected to the car, and literally Team Taz drove away with the body bag like connected to the truck. So God only knows that he's hitting like cars and debris and stuff like that. So basically Team Taz kidnapped Darby Allin, and then Sting is on his way to find Darby Allin. So honestly, like a lot of people say that they need to do something with Sting because like promo after promo and the same stuff over and over again, people started to get tired of it. And I'm not gonna lie, even I started to get tired of it. But I thought this is a step in the right direction. Like it was straight to the point, it was a short segment, and Darby Allin got kidnapped and Sting is on his way to try to find him. Like it doesn't get any more different than that. But that I digress. So after that, we got the best match of the night. Well, the second best match of the night, in my opinion. And this was Thunder Rosa versus Layla Hirsch in the AEW World Eliminator Tournament, and the winner becoming the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. And what do I even have to say about this matchup? What do I even have to say about this matchup? Thunder Rosa is a great competitor. Layla Hirsch is a great competitor. So this was a great match. Like this was pro wrestling at its finest. Both ladies freaking killed it. Like in a good way. Like these ladies put up one hell, and I mean one hell of a matchup. I thought this was great. I thought this was an amazing, amazing matchup. And both ladies should be proud of themselves. Thunder Rosa picks up the victory over Layla Hirsch. But oh my God, Layla Hirsch, she has definitely gained my respect 100%. Well, obviously, she gained my respect before. Like, she's one of the best ladies in the AEW women's division right now. And of course, Thunder Rosa's Thunder Rosa. So, like, these two ladies killed it. And they should be proud of themselves. If you guys have not seen this matchup, go do so, because this matchup was great. Like, this was pro wrestling like, these are two ladies literally beating the hell out of each other. And speaking, like, I thought this was a great matchup, a great matchup. And I want to talk about this tournament a little bit. Like the AEW women's division hasn't been strong as of late, hasn't felt important as of late. So I kind of like this AEW women's world eliminator tournament, because I feel like it gives the women's division some sense of importance. Like, these are some of the best ladies in the world going at it in this tournament, and the winner becoming number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. I think that's great. I think that's amazing. So, yeah, like, I love this tournament. I think it's a great idea. And plus, we get to showcase some of these ladies, like a Layla Hirsch. So in this tournament, we got an American side and a Japanese side, which, by the way, the American side has Riho in it, even though Riho's Japanese. Let's get the kind of this again. Riho's Japanese, yes, she's in the American bracket. I don't know. That kind of bothered me a little bit. But we're now obviously we're gonna see every American side. We're gonna see the American bracket every single week on AEW Dynamite. But the Japanese side will be held every Monday on YouTube, and the Japanese side of things will be held in Japan, of all places. So I think that's awesome. The fact that AEW is going to produce something in another country, that's exciting in my opinion. I think that's really exciting. But that's my opinion. So after that, Jungle Boy gets interviewed, and again, nothing too crazy here. It just obviously try to progress the story between Jurassic Express and FTR. But one thing to take away from this interview is that Marco's son is apparently okay and back in the hands of Jurassic Express. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of that. Like, Marco's son should have stayed kidnapped with FTR. And like Jurassic Express is like week by week trying to get Marco's son back while FTR is trying to play mind games. I feel like getting Marco's son back this early, I feel like that's a little, and the fact that it was even off screen, I feel like that's kind of lazy. But that's just me. So, but again, nothing too crazy. It's just another Jungle Boy interview. So after that, we got the main event of the evening. We got the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega and the number one contender for the IWGP United States Champion, the Kenta, against Jon Moxley, the current IWGP United States Champion, and Lance Archer. And if you guys seen my AEW Dynamite reviews, you guys know that I am a sucker for hardcore matches in general. I freaking love hardcore matches. So this matchup was fun. I loved every second of it. Like, they even went to the kitchen, for crying out loud. Like, I thought this was amazing. I thought this was a fun match. This was a very, very fun matchup between all four of these men. But there's one thing I want to talk about, and that's the situation with both Kenny Omega and Lance Archer. Now, last week I said that Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston, like that lumberjack match, I feel like ending that in a lumberjack matchup, I wasn't really a fan of that. And that they probably should have saved it for AEW Revolution, because before the lumberjack match, I really liked the storyline between Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston. But now that I think about it, I feel like even though I still didn't like the lumberjack match, I feel like I don't know, because like in one hand, like okay, so obviously what I'm trying to say is that I feel like that lumberjack matchup was the end of the Lance Archer Eddie Kingston rivalry. I don't think they're doing that anymore. I feel like they ended it last week in that lumberjack match. Again, they should have ended it at Revolution, but that's just my opinion. But I feel like they're doing Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer at AEW Revolution. Because also, think about this. Lance Archer, it took four people to take down Lance Archer. And like Kenny Omega kind of screwed Lance Archer in a little bit. And like when Lance Archer was initially announced to be in this matchup, I didn't get it at first because I feel like it was random. But now that I think about it, and the fact that what was being teased here in this matchup, I feel like we're going to see Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer for the AEW World Championship at AEW Revolution, which I think that's going to be a great match and a great storyline. Like Lance Archer, like you can say that oh, like you it took four people to take me out, but I bet you can't take me out by myself. And also the fact that you touched my mentor, Jake the Snake Roberts, so you're gonna pay Kenny. And like you can see like Lance Archer trying to get to Kenny Omega. And I feel like AEW is going that route. I feel like they're gonna do Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer at AEW Revolution, which I'm not against. Like I feel like they could have done. I feel like they should have done Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer AEW Revolution, but I don't mind this substitution because at the same time, Kenny Omega needs an opponent for Revolution, and I don't think AEW wants to give us another Kenny Omega versus John Moxley match. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that would be a great matchup between Kenny Omega and John Moxley, but like I don't want to see another repeat. So like I feel like Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer is the way to go. And again, I'm not mad at it. If they're doing Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer at Revolution, then I like it. I like it. I think it would be a fun storyline. And it yeah, I'm not against it. If they're gonna do Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer Revolution, I'm all in on it. Because why not? But other than that, I thought this was a great show tonight. Nothing too crazy. A couple newsworthy things happened, but I thought this was a good, solid show. I thought this was a really, really solid show. If there's anything you should rewatch, it's this main event, like Street Fight, because I thought this was a great match. And Layla Hurts versus Thunder Rosa. If there's any matchups that you should go back and see, is these two matching in case you didn't watch AEW Dynamite tonight, because those matches rocked. Like those were amazing, amazing matches. But other than that, I thought this was a good, solid show. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you guys like tonight's show? Did you guys not like tonight's show? Was there a specific thing you like, or was there a specific thing you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Okay, the only rule in this channel is you just don't be an asshole. Okay, it's just you can say whatever you want in the comment section. Just don't be an asshole in the comment section. Make sure and then just everything's good. Just don't be an asshole in the comment section. Okay, but other than that, if you guys liked today's video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, and if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I know there's other YouTube channels that are doing the same thing, reviewing AEW. But if you just so happen to watch the entirety of my review, then I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. Oh, and one more thing. I got a little special announcement for the channel. So, like, I'm doing a little special project on the side. Obviously, it's going to be AEW. I'm going to say that it's AEW based, and it's not going to be a face cam type video. But you'll know the special project in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you keep watch for that. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, this is your boy, Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Good night, everyone.